We have Marie Maines that'll do the pledge. What's that?
Merrick Maines.
Oh, Merrick's, I'm sorry. Correct me. Come up here and do the pledge for us, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Merrick.
And I wanted to introduce you all to Merrick. Merrick is an honor student at MES, and I made a mistake, so I didn't get to honor roll this year. The packet you got had the list of honor roll students.
Yes,
I made
you
a
did.
mistake with Merrick's name. So I wanted to make sure that he was here to receive the proper recognition from all of you and television audience. But my apologies again, and congratulations, Merrick.
What grade are you in?
Congratulations.
Good job.
What grade you in?
Merrick,
Fifth grade.
how do you
Fifth grade.
spell your name?
M-E-R-R-I-C-K.
Last name?
M-A-I-M-E-S.
Thank you.
I spelled that right, I think, right? Thank you so much.
All right. You can go to bed now.
Thank you.
For all of us.
Yeah, I wish that was true, yeah. Public comments, visitors? I don't think Larry got the message.
I didn't tell him about tonight's meeting,
Oh,
sorry.
Oh, now we're in trouble.
I told him next week.
Next week, okay, yeah, we'll be good. Public session minutes for Wednesday, November the 14th, 2018.
I make a recommendation that we approve the minutes for 11/14/18, public. Oh, leave me alone. With corrections that have been sent to Tammy.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Melissa?
Aye.
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 I must have Tammy to give me an all.
Because you're used to Paul being over here.
That's right. Non-public session meeting minutes, Wednesday, November 14th.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes, non-public of 11/14 with corrections that have been sent to Tammy. Oh my God.
I'll second it then. What do you say? Melissa?
Aye.
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 Thank you very much.
Good job. You did it.
Okay, administration, anything?
Everything is beautiful.
All
That's all
right.
we need to say. That's it.
Beautiful.
Great.
How else can you wrap that up?
All right. Now, everybody did their homework?
Yes.
Well, I have to confess, Paul, I think I lost your homework. My numbers, you gave me a copy the last meeting, but
Well, I have this
That's
copy that I sent you, had sent you guys. If you want to-
I got that.
Really?
Maybe we could buy you one of your
I did my homework.
I know,
Oh, and you know what?
it's right here.
Okay.
I see the wheels
Yeah, I
turning.
do.
Because I made comments.
I thought I kept one, but I didn't.
So, pass them down.
Pass those down to Melissa.
Okay.
All right.
Does anyone want a copy that I sent?
Well, does anybody want a copy of Laura's?
And you can just change the number.
Okay, they want, okay. Thank you, Laura. Earl, you want one too?
Sure.
Oh,
What's the matter? What's the matter?
John, under administration.
No, he's waiting.
Oh, he's waiting.
Yes, he's gonna give a speech.
Part of the report was just I wanted to bring up the video. I wanted to talk about it, so people hear it online. Our Red Ribbon Week video, if you haven't gotten a chance to see it, it is on our it's on our website, the temporary website under the elementary section. It's also on our Facebook page. We've had about 1,500 views already. Kids had a great time doing it. It had a Red Ribbon Week theme. It was the Megan Trainor song, and the kids danced and sang, and it had this Say No to Drugs theme to go with it. And so they had a great time doing it. So if you haven't seen it, check it out on our Facebook page or on the website. Right under, if you go to the main page, on the elementary, it has the purple pages in the bottom. It says Ribbon Week. Very well done.
Yes, it was
Yes, it
cute.
was.
Yeah.
So we all saw it, obviously.
Good.
Okay, moving on, thanks, John. Sorry.
I know I saw that little hand going up.
That's, plugs are good. Okay, your homework?
Yes.
We want, what's the liking of the board?
Is this the old one?
No, hang on to that one.
That's,
No, that's,
who needs that?
no,
The thing.
Nate printed that for us, and he read them
for
all,
the
but we
wording?
went to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was time crunched for what you had originally in the packet. So I just did what I had, and then I sent it to the attorney.
Okay.
And then what you got this evening is the updated one from the attorney.
Yeah, and I did give him a copy. Everybody should have a copy, I think.
Yep.
This one here, yeah. Do we want the operating budget first, or the
Sure.
teachers?
Well, how about the election of the officers?
Well, that we know that's gotta be done, yeah. We only can, got some good news. You only can elect those, well, the moderator, the clerk, the treasurer, you'd only have to elect them for the ensuing year, one time. And if we change it in a warrant article, it'll take effect next year. And we can, Nate did the research, thank you, Nate. And we can elect a moderator, a school clerk, and a treasurer for 1, 2, or 3 year. And we can put it all in one warrant article, and that'll make Paul happy, because that'll be 2 less warrant articles.
So 12 and 13 could be combined, is what you're saying?
Yes, yep, yep. Well,
On my
you may-
list.
You may even have some other good news, maybe. I heard a rumor, okay, through the grapevine. It's only a rumor right now, but we may have maybe another less one, but we'll just wait and see. Moving on. So we want the, well, number 2 per peg. Do we want
Yes, operating budget.
Do we want the operating budget first, everybody?
Yes, usually is.
Okay, I have no problem with
Yep.
that. What about the teacher's contract? Everybody okay with that?
What's second?
Third?
Well, yeah, third, okay, I'll try to remember that. I think there's a figure in the ball field, but not correct. I think I read it. Did I see $3,000? Is that a good figure, John?
That's all right.
But we may be donated, though. If it's donated, the money is given back. We don't spend the money.
For what?
So Peg was supposed to, we're talking about the ball field pig.
Go ahead, Peg.
So
Oh, okay,
question
so
if it
that's
needs
the
to be-
order.
Just like this. You need this
Okay,
page.
all right, yes, I do,
So-
I do. Okay.
Peg went out to
Yes.
Facebook, asked for donation, so my question to Peg would be, how well did you do? And then I also have a proposal for, a snack bar or whatever, food is set up, and donations made from that would go towards the ball field on the day of the deliberation session.
On what day, I'm sorry?
The deliberation session. So remember last year, it was,
Oh, okay.
And
The
you
money
you're
went
doing all the
towards-
cooking and everything?
She's a
where
great
we get
cook.
people to
No
donate,
problem.
like we did last year.
Does the board,
Yeah.
any problem with the board?
No,
I
I
don't
like
know.
that. And I will update people once I write this down.
Now, do we want to put a figure in there, or what do we want to,
Does anybody actually have a clue how much it would cost?
John, what is it?
3,000.
The board,
Yeah, well,
$3,000 you put in here.
to erect it, to install it.
Well, I didn't, I don't know the specific.
Oh, you don't,
I
okay.
just heard you say, is the amount there, and I had read the packet, and I just went, yes.
Yeah, there was, somebody put $3,000 in the
Yeah.
resume.
That's to cover the electrical work and the
Well-
plans, right?
All right, so I put a request out on our Milton Home Facebook page. Got somebody volunteering to dig the trench from the scoreboard to MES. Somebody to dig the holes and then pour the concrete for the holes
for the
and
scoreboard.
posts, or whatever you want to call it, to hold the scoreboard up. And I talked to somebody Tuesday night because I haven't received any comments about an electrician. So this person is going to speak to their electrician because they've had all sorts of work done in their house. So she's gonna get back to me and hopefully that will be something. So,
They used to, like Coke and Pepsi, they used to give boards, which they can't really do anymore, but also Dunkin' Donuts, they have part of their budget to give to local things. I can get you the name and information.
I bet you can.
yeah,
Yeah,
great.
I'm always told, hit up Dunkin' Donuts. But, I wouldn't be surprised that I mean, Dunkin' Donuts is, I mean, I don't know if it's part of the community wellness, but if they could advertise it, but they might donate the sign, but I know they have some money.
We have the
We
sign.
have the sign.
You have a sign, okay, then they
Just need
give,
it put in.
they give to local, they have local things that they do. As long as you thank them, I think somehow and put it in there, but
Okay.
I can get you the contact information.
Awesome, thank you, John. Because the other thing is we have no clue about the posts, how big, how wide.
I reached out to Home Depot a while back too, asking them if they do donations, and if you go to the store, each store is allocated a certain amount towards their community each year too, so if you go to Home Depot, they might do it. I was looking for paint to paint the other. This is a priority with how long we've had the
Okay.
sign, so.
But if you can get exact what they need, for posts, I can see what I can come up with.
Metal?
I know people that do wood.
Well, I know, but I think wood would be a lot easier than metal because, but when you stop and think about it, even pressure treated wood, how long is that gonna last?
30
And
years.
metal, how much?
Pressure treated wood,
30 years?
probably 20 to 30 years.
Well, then
Because
okay.
it's in cement and then it's not
Well,
buried
Melissa
underground, it stays, it
is
dries out,
very-
it'll last a long,
Yeah.
long time.
But did you
Okay.
have someone else on Facebook though? That was gonna donate the wood part?
She got them.
Yeah, that was to write to,
More.
Well, you had another lady.
Cubbies.
Right, who asked about the
Right.
wood, and I said I would get back to you.
Right.
And then so I sent an email off to a particular person who never replied back to me with what we exactly need, so,
So there's two people for the wood
yeah,
part.
But we've
possibly.
already got someone, not for this, but Mark gave us the wood.
For the cubbies
Yeah,
in the wood shop.
yeah, so maybe he has pressure treated, I don't know. Anyway, I think pressure treated wood would be easier to find than metal.
Yes.
Special guest?
Oh, I'm sorry.
The other thing too, to keep in mind is Kohl's does a donation, and I believe they have people that will come out and work on site from their store, and I also believe they give you a $500 check. So that would be another thing to look at.
Who?
Kohl's. So they actually have people that will come and donate their time, and they give you $500.
So do we want to,
So that'd be another thing to look into.
do we want to leave that blank or put a dollar amount in there?
Well,
I really think we should take it off and we raise the money.
I do
We
too.
have the students do spaghetti dinner again, get the students involved. And we do what we can on our part as the community. And it
Right.
sounds like people are willing to do that.
that's the way we got the softball field.
Right.
Because
We
we were
wanna
on the
do it?
committee,
That's
Doug,
what's
right?
lacking?
Yes.
We were on the committee.
Have a motion and a second?
Make a motion.
Second.
Yeah, that's
what?
really a great
Remove
idea.
it from the back, yep.
That we get donations.
Melissa?
Aye.
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 All right.
But I hope it's done this coming year, because if it isn't, I'm going to take everybody's board's pay and we're going to do it.
Okay, I like that.
Even mine.
Pennies that we get.
Question.
All right,
Doug.
what? Who's got a question?
Me. Paul. Is there something that we need her for now or later?
No, she's
Yeah,
staying here
yeah,
for a reason.
we have a reason, yeah.
She told us she couldn't go home.
Is it public or non-public?
It's here.
Because I've been there many years ago trying to rally two children.
Can we do the math?
I mean, trying to get my
The math
stop,
one,
you go-
you can leave.
And I've been
The
there.
math one.
You don't mind if,
We'll
stop.
discuss the math one.
Okay,
since
we
we're
can
here.
right up.
Let's
This is your
stay
chance.
in
to-
order, okay?
Okay, all right, okay.
Well, it actually, I
Okay.
don't know, it's John's stuff, it's
Can I
a combination
ask a
of, I feel like
question,
just.
Are you okay?
I'm good,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
When is my turn? to put him
Do
on
we
the
have to
agenda?
ask the moderator in reference to the luncheon bake sale during the deliberation session, or is,
I'm not sure if to ask him.
Um,
652
I know, I got his information.
7177. I've been calling him.
It's true.
You've been calling him?
He haven't answered my calls yet.
Oh, I got him on email.
Okay.
You want his email address?
No, I'll just call him.
Okay.
So we're removing that ball field, so that's got us down.
Okay, that's fine.
The library, we do it every year.
Yep.
Yep, that should
Okay.
be
Definitely.
next.
Now, math books.
We have very good news for you.
We do.
Our administrative team worked in conjunction.
Can we have the names of the administrative team so everybody knows?
Jan, our high school principal, who will be back, she's at the Honor Society right now. Jen, right here, in her gang.
Well, they're gone.
John, Safina, Nate, our business official, and Melissa Jean, our sped chair. So all of us met,
Christy.
and Christy Heichel as well, our VP at MES. We have very good news.
Let's do it.
As of Monday of this week, we are looking at a Title 4A grant. I had, last year, I had gotten wind of this. Jen was right on top of it. I called her, and as of Monday today, we had the chance to apply for $14,500.
14,325.
Right, and I'll let Jen explain that piece of it. That's where our team,
Go up there, please, and sit nice with your brother.
our team
So
comes
I
in.
did write it out here. So Title IV is for, enrichment purposes, personalized learning, STEM, multi-type sources of support. So we met as an admin team to say what would be best for the district. Through that, John actually suggested a kind of a different way to get not only his math program, but enrichment for K-8 programming. So it kind of works in two pieces. So in order to apply for it, it has to be research-based, it has to be proven to be effective, and be supported by other things. So we found that Redbird, which is what they were looking for at MES as their intervention, is also an enrichment program, and we also use it as Alex at Newt now as a personalized learning program. And so through that, just sit next to her, please. And through that,
You're doing great.
we were able to pay for K through 7, and we're only going to miss 8th grade for 6 years of Redbird. So that this is when you, right, so this is when John can talk about his portion of it.
Yeah, and also too, let me explain it before John goes. The important part of this is that the district needs to not have the silo effect. Where schools don't achieve, whether they be in math or science or whatever, when you have a building, you have kids going from one school to the next, that's where achievement breaks down. Because there's a lack of communication between the two schools. I've been doing this for many, many years, and that's the first thing when you look at schools needing to improve their scores, is there's gaps that occur as it is, but they're intensified when they go from place to place. We've been working as an administrative team, and this allows us to do that. Now I'll let John explain his role within the team effort.
Well, as part of my board report, I put the process we used in choosing my map. And what put my map kind of in the front line was that it connects to the Glencoe map, which is part of the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade program. So it goes K to 5, well, actually pre-K through 5, my map, then 6, 7, 8, Glencoe. The Redbird is their intervention/enrichment program, which was part of the purchase that we were doing with the $33,000 in the Warren article. So, and that will go up to 8th grade, because we weren't looking at it until we got the grant. So at the beginning of this school year, there was an offer on the table from the salesperson that if I bought Redbird, then they probably could give us my map a limited pilot, or maybe a full pilot if we made a purchase. So there's always the bargaining chip. So I said, well, first of all, I can't come up with that money. We didn't budget for it, and I don't know what the commitment is for the district for the next few years. So once with this grant came into play, as you know, with negotiations, you've got to have a chip on the table. And I said, I think we might be able to get some grant money to pay for Redbird. So the deal she worked with me is that she is going to give if we purchase the Redbird, we'll have 6 years of this enrichment and intervention for K through 7 for 6 years. She will give us every bit of materials needed for next year for my math, everything, the full program. Then to get the full program as the pilot, there's 2 different types of pilots. There are limited pilots, and then there's a pilot with the promise to purchase. So if we do the promise to purchase, we would get the entire program, and then the following year, because we already have Redbird, she said it would be about between $50 to $60 per student for 6 years, which means the board now we just have to commit to budgeting $17,000 for FY21. It wouldn't cost us any. So the total cost for getting the full math program in would be about $17,000 rather than the $33,000 on the warning article.
Now, would that be 2020 to 2021?
2021 would be, we'd have to purchase the program. And I did ask her, I called her back today, we can't split it up over 2 years because they only do financing for purchases of $75,000 or less. So, so that's where it is. I mean, you don't have to make a decision tonight, I'm not sure, but it's a great deal.
No,
It's the lowest I could get. It's $10 per student probably for 6 years. Oh, and she said she would give us a 5-year price. She wouldn't make us purchase 6 years. That's why it's $64 for 6 years. So rather than next year us purchasing 6 years, she said we could purchase 5 years, so it would be less money. And our Redbird subscription and the My Math would end at the same time. So we'll look at it then, and if we have extra workbooks, we don't have to renew it right away.
So how much does the Red Book cost? How much does the Red Book cost?
The Redbird is $45 per student without purchasing anything else.
How many students we have?
257 at the, it's gonna be about 260 at MES and 95 to 100 at Newt.
I thought it was 292 at MES. And then,
No, 257.
57, yeah.
Yeah, 257 and then 9. So we got that information here. It's about $11,000. It's more than the $14,000 that we would get, but I think that we're applying for just the $14,000. And I think that we were short like maybe $1,000 or something like that, and we said we could probably find that, no problem. You know, within some of our supply money. But I got your email.
So how much money should we put in the warrant article?
None. You don't need a warrant article if this happens.
Well, where are we gonna get the money for next year?
We do it
The
next
grant's gonna do it.
We would use the grant money to purchase the enrichment.
Enrichment, okay.
And when we purchase that, next year we would get all the materials for free. So there would be no expense out of the regular budget for all the full math program.
For 2019 and
For the
20.
FY20.
And then we met with Nate, and just like we're creative, and we put it together, we'll know next year when Jen and Jan and Christy and John are looking at costs that we have to embed the $16,000 in there. In addition to that, Jen will point it out, we'll be looking at incorporating the 8th grade as well. And as situations arise where school improvement monies are there, we're going to try to go in that direction. We're also looking at a couple of other agencies that work with school improvement. And so we've got basically a whole year to, the worst scenario is as a team, we have to come up within the school budgets, within the MES in high school, around, that amount. But that's going to set us up for 6 years.
For 6 years. It's about 10 to 15, a little over $10 per student.
Melissa?
I have two questions. When will we know about the grant?
So it's already been written, so typically the turnaround, depending on if they're in the office or not, I would say is 2 weeks. So my hope is that, to be honest, my hope is you'll know by the next board meeting.
So would that give us enough time as far as warrant article?
We're meeting at the 12th.
January 12th?
No,
No,
next week.
Next Wednesday.
My hope is that we'll know by then, to be honest. I can't promise that, but it's already been written, so
It's
like
out
I
of our
said, it
hands.
depends who's reading it.
Okay. And,
What was that name? I'm sorry.
There's,
I'm sorry.
No,
It's
speak
out
up.
of our hands. It's with the DOE now.
right.
The grant's name is Title 4A.
Right, I was just wondering if we take this out of the warrant articles and then we don't get the grant. So that was my question for that. And the second one is, we do the program for a year and with the commitment to purchase. What if in that year we don't see an improvement? I mean, is there something to show that this program, they're going to stand behind their program? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we try it for a year.
They're providing us with professional development. Along with it, there will be professional development sometimes next year, definitely for Redbird, and then they will come in and do professional development once we purchase the program to make sure that we are, that we're doing the program with fidelity and so forth. So that's how they stand behind it. I don't, if you're thinking we get a money back guarantee if kids are.
No, well,
Yeah.
if our scores go way down after a year, are we committed to purchasing this for
Yes.
5 years? That's what my concern was.
For how long?
6
Just the
years,
one-time
5 years.
purchase.
Okay. Peg was Peg and then Laura.
Quick question, I mean, 17,000, okay. The grant is going to cover Redbird for 6 years and 1 year of My Math next
No, it's
year.
not covering your 1 year of my math. Because
It's
we
a gift.
purchased that, they're gonna give us the full pilot of everything of my math for free, 1 year.
1 year, okay.
And that, I have to be clear about that because it's like a gift, because a grant cannot pay for a core curriculum because
Okay.
it is a tier 1 and it is, they consider a district responsibility. We're just, because we're buying if we purchase if the grant is approved, the purchase will allow us to have a present, basically. That's why I ordered it to Nathan. We get a present, a Christmas
Okay,
present.
all right, I like
of
that.
1 year free.
Okay, so then the following year, the 17,000 approximately
Yep.
is going to be one $17,000 price for
$17,000.
5 years.
For 5 years, 5 more years of the program, yes. And what that does is, we will get workbooks for students every year.
Okay, wow.
And any other teacher materials, and any other supplementary, like if they come up with new supplementary things for kids, they would probably send those as well.
And when you're looking at it at a district, and you're looking at it in terms of both of the schools who were budgeting ahead, therefore we can take into consideration, like you look at sports teams, there is a wheel concept. At certain points, certain teams get their suits. At certain points, you do math, books, and math materials. At certain points, you do science. So as long as we're working as a team and we're planning ahead, we have a strategic, we know ahead, and we're trying to take advantages of grants when we see them to really get what we need rather than just buy something to stand aside.
Laura?
Going on what Melissa said about the warrant articles, I almost, in case the answer is no, it sounds like it's gonna be yes, but we don't have much time to change it. I think we leave it in there. And what if we put in there if it's gonna be the 14,000 or 15,000, right? Because you said we had to make up $1,000.
I think if we bought, I think the math
Then we
was.
would still get the deal,
Yeah.
right? Even if we're buying it and the grant's not buying it.
Well, withdraw that warrant article.
Right.
Before we go to the
But
budget
it's
committee anytime we want.
it's there, and all written up.
But that's an excellent point, Laura. But we couldn't do both. For example, you couldn't say, because no means no. So in the event the warrant article went down, You know what I'm saying?
Well, she's already, no, she's taking care of that. If it doesn't pass, it goes before the voters. They say no, then we have a separate problem because we can't get it through the grant. That's what Laura's saying.
Right, I'm saying let's
Leave it in there.
let's vote to leave it in there just because
Yeah.
we don't know what the answer of the grant is,
Yeah.
and then it's written, so, and then we pull it, Nate will pull it right
John.
before if we get the answer.
Go ahead, John.
So actually, if that does happen, if we leave the warrant article in and the warrant doesn't pass, we can't purchase it for FY20. However, this money is FY19. We would be purchasing it in the spring, starting it like in May. So it's not an FY20 purchase. So I think we legally would be able to purchase it. Do you understand? Because we can't purchase, if the warrant article doesn't pass, and I may be wrong on this, but if it doesn't pass, what that means is for FY20, you cannot use any money to purchase that program. But we're purchasing, because of the grant, we'd be purchasing it FY19.
So we don't need the warrant article.
So we wouldn't need the warrant, we wouldn't need the warrant, even if the warrant article was there and didn't pass, it wouldn't affect our purchases for this year.
But we don't need it for this coming year, because you've already bought it for the coming year.
No.
To the grant.
If we get the
The grant,
grant.
that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about,
Get
Peg.
there, yes.
I know, I'm just, blah, blah, blah.
But if, what we're saying is that if we do both, keep the warrant article in and do the grant, I mean, we would say no to the grant, or no to the warrant article, whatever it is, but we couldn't get both, we can't be greedy. So if they vote no, it shouldn't affect us. But we would, if we leave the warrant article in, couldn't we pull it even at the deliberative session?
That's what we're
saying
saying.
we don't
Yes,
recommend
that's what
it?
we're saying.
That's what we're saying.
I said that.
Okay. I got it.
Okay, this is the conversation we had, but we want to be transparent and have the board be on board. That's
Yep.
the same, all of these things are what we went around and around with when we met.
So if the grant goes through,
And we remove
Yeah.
that warrant article, but
Do
leave it on
do we have
for
a
now.
tentative figure that we might want to put in there, though? 14,000?
Could be 15, because we need to make up 1,000.
Tentatively.
No.
No.
Keep it, no, because we,
Million.
That's only if we get this grant. What do we
Right.
need if we don't get the grant? That's
We
what
don't need it. Just drop
Without
it.
the
If we
grant,
don't
how
get
much
the
are-
grant, we need the whatever it was,
Why,
35,000.
he already has the deal though, so why would
Yeah, we
they
could
honor
do
the
the deal, too.
15,000?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They would honor the
Yeah.
15,000.
Okay.
So we would need 15,000.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Yeah. I think you and I are on the same
so,
page.
yeah.
I
that-
hear ya.
that's-
So the
So
warrant
what
article
you-
will only be 15.
So you're saying that but we've got this grant in the works,
But we don't know the answer.
in both, so we both in the works to buy Redbird. Because if we buy Redbird, we get the math program next year. So we don't have to make it all go down. It could be 15,000 and we get the whole thing.
the
Yeah,
board
I
in
know what you're
agreement
saying.
on
That's
that?
for 17, and then you already have the math program for the 5 years. It's already like paid forward.
No, 17. No, we're talking about, the
I
warrant
know if
article will
the
be for
grant goes through,
Redbird.
then you have 17 to pay, and then you have to find it in the next budget session. That's what I'm wondering.
This
They're
last
not
thing
gonna,
though,
huh?
the warrant article would go back to zero at the end of the fiscal year.
But you think McGraw-Hill won't take money early? I'm just saying, then you'll have it early. Like if they both pass, if they both go through, then we're good for the next 6 years of a math program next door. I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there.
No, this is,
Yeah, but do we have to say what the,
For math
I'm not
program.
liking this.
can we,
No.
we have a meeting Wednesday. Can we just leave this table until Wednesday to see if we get an answer?
Yeah.
We still have time, right? We're not meeting with the budget committee until January, what, 8th?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
We have, I mean, if
No,
we have
we're
to.
meeting the 2nd.
Okay, it's January though, right?
Yeah.
A month away. We can meet one more time if we have to, for a real quick one, just to say, okay, we didn't get the grant, let's do this.
We can even do it after the session before we go to the.
Right, so just get, yeah, because, I mean,
So leave
we have, I
it.
think we have a pretty good plan in place. If the grant doesn't fly, we'll put it on there for 17,000. So let's just wait until, let's see if we get the money first.
And that's still better than a $24,000 or $30,000 warrant article.
Right.
See what-
So let's wait a week and see if we get an answer.
and really ideally, it'd be great if we did, that'd be one less
I mean, cheap negotiation.
warrant article.
Right.
I did the
Right, so
bronze.
we just table this
You did the
one.
bronze.
We still have time, we still have almost
We
4
should-
weeks.
And I talked to her today, so she had to put in to get the quotes. So the quotes I'll have by Friday, she said. So I'll have the quotes for you for next week.
So Does this sound good, Jen? John, this goes right along with
So
what
we'll make that one 5 tentatively. We take it
So I
out.
have 3 different, you guys are throwing
Thank you.
prices around here all over.
15,000.
I have 14, I have 15, I have 17. I'm
15.
confused as to what we're using.
The 17 will be the future purchase. The 15 will be the present purchase if we don't get the grant.
Okay.
We're still gonna have to come up
15.
with $1,000 if we get the grant, 'cause the grant's only gonna be 14, and it's gonna be 15,000.
But we won't have to come up with 1,000 because we already budgeted to have Alex next year. So we have the 1,000 in Newt's budget.
I
So the
understand.
1,000, we won't need to find it. We already budgeted for it in our operating budget.
Right.
So we'll leave it, the math looks at 5, is that correct, everybody?
Yes.
Minivan, okay, we okay for number
Jen,
6?
thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you. Agreed.
Everybody in agreement?
Yes.
Minivan,
Set
yep.
with me too? 'Cause I-
Plow
Yes,
truck,
you with somebody? I'm sorry.
27?
Yes.
yep,
Plow truck for 40,000?
yep.
Okay. Special ed fund for 50,000 from the fund balance?
Yes.
No effect on the tax rate.
Yep.
Correct.
Now, Laura, I agree with you on this one. The summer school fund, sorry, my false teeth fell down. From the fund balance, I think we have to establish a trust first. Laura, you're right. So we're gonna have to do that, start a trust and then put the money in it.
So does the trust have to be, my question kinda on that was, does the trust have to be a separate warrant article?
Nate?
No, if you look at Article 11, or what I passed out.
Okay.
Thank you,
that-
Jen. Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
Thank you,
That's
Jen.
everything you need to create it and also to put money into it.
Sorry.
At the same time.
Yep.
Okay. And you ran that by the attorney, so we're all set.
Yep.
So
So
Bob
take care-
heard that.
I'll take care of both.
Okay.
Okay, that takes care of that one. Renovation repair, $50,000 from the fund balance, no effect on the tax rate?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Number 11, high-tech fund, $25,000 from the fund balance, no effect on the tax rate?
Yep.
And you go to, that thing I said, page 6, you go to the last page on the article, his Article 14, you can combine those 2 positions into one warrant article. And you can do the moderator, the school clerk, and the treasurer all at once. So you can make it 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year, that's up to the board.
So the treasurer's right now currently 1 year also.
Everybody's 1 year,
I
right?
think
1
it
year
makes
is too
sense.
short.
I think it makes sense to do 2 or 3.
Do them all 3?
I would
Yes.
say 3.
3.
Now, do you want to do all 3 people, or just 2 people at one?
All 3.
All 3.
School
All
board?
3 for 3.
Oh, is that a motion?
It is.
I second that.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, Laura?
Aye.
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 What's the motion, please?
To make it a 3-year position, all 3 of them.
Okay.
That'll be this one right here.
It's way easier that way.
Okay.
Every year is.
Okay, that should do it, everybody.
Do we have the order of them yet?
We just did it,
Just did it.
in the same process.
It's this.
Okay,
Yeah, there's a couple little jogs in front.
you got, 6 is minivan, plow truck is 7, special ed is 8, summer food fund is 9, it's gonna change. Renovation is 10, the fund is 11, 12, that's it.
Nate has a question.
Nate, yes, Nate.
We had failed to discuss the E911 as a warrant article.
What does that do?
I don't know if you guys wanted to figure that one out or not.
Okay, now what would that do for us?
As far as,
Well, if you wanted a warrant article, what, we have to accept it, or what are we doing?
well, if we're gonna put it on.
To establish a fund for it, or to do?
No, to have it, last time I remember, we were thinking about having the E911, so we don't lose those grant monies, to put it on a warrant article for the voters to decide.
But I thought you had enough money in that fund to do all that.
Our portion, yes,
So why do we need more money to do that then?
because you guys were talking about bringing it to the voters.
But I thought, is that what the board wants to do?
And I think, disregard on that, I think I don't know, we were kind of all over the place when we were
We
talking
were,
about that.
and the idea is to try to get them to come in soon to discuss it. And again, it's up to the board. I don't mind.
Because we gotta determine what our monthly rate's gonna be.
Yes,
That's gonna be a problem. 'Cause we probably don't have it budgeted in the budget.
I'm working on that too, as of right now. But I just didn't want to get forgotten if you guys decided to put it on the warrant.
So what's the liking of the board?
Is that the $65,000 whole big telephone thing
Yeah.
that we've gone back and forth and back and
That's
forth
very
on?
unclear, and we want to bring them in so you guys can all get all your questions answered. If it's a discussion that's not going to be on the warrant article, and then we'll just work on it behind the scenes. But again, I don't want to miss that opportunity if you decide to put it on.
Because we're gonna have a problem because, what is it, January 8th is when we go to the budget committee. We're only gonna meet one more time in December. And that'll be the 12th.
And I am nervous about having time for you guys to really see what everything's all about.
You talk about the 911 system?
Yeah, I don't want, I mean, obviously you guys don't want to either, but we don't want to rush into it, but.
Yeah, I know. Laura?
It might be a good idea if we considered making a utilities trust fund. So there'd be extra money in something in case the rates are higher. We could pull from that money.
But they also...
And oil going up, like we're worried about the heating oil not having enough, and propane and.
See, they also suggested to do that when we went to our training.
Yeah.
Peg got that or not, to do a trust fund for fuel, electricity and all that.
So if we did that, if we did it utilities, it could include the phone, it could include fuels.
It's up to the board.
That's a
and
very
then
good idea.
It would fix, there would be money.
And that way, it gives you further time, you're not feeling with some other balls here in the air.
Yeah.
You're not feeling rushed, and we could do it very smartly.
Yep.
So do we want to do that and put an amount in it?
So, but my other, I guess, question though too on the bottom of my sheet was, what is usually left over at the end of the year?
We
Like, are
don't
we
know that.
overspending our money?
We don't know that until the end of the year.
I know, but usually, what has it been lately? In the last couple of years, how much money have we had?
It varies.
It varies a lot, but just to give you an idea, it was $365,000 this year. But that's
But that
170
includes-
was from SAU.
That
The
includes
prior
the
year was
SAU.
I want to say 130,000. That's the lowest it's been in a while.
But the last 2 years, it's been like 130, 160, right?
So there probably won't even be enough money left.
It might not be.
For
We
this
don't know that.
But
If we follow the trends, then yes.
But there's no telling what the taxpayers will approve and what they won't approve.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, that's me. That's different.
I speak now.
Paul, do you want to let her talk?
Well, I think she's gonna have a heart attack. If not, she's flopping around like a fish, so I'm
Okay, go ahead,
should let her.
The last couple of years, though, everything that we have put on for a warrant article from the fund balance has been funded.
Since I've been here, we haven't not funded something.
Right. So I guess maybe to try to answer your question, it is hard to tell, but we've been able to give back
So far.
so far. Is this
Yeah, I
wood?
agree.
Is that plastic?
I think it's particle.
Knock on particle.
Right?
So,
Hey, wait a minute.
so I thought I had that figure with me for the past years. I guess I don't. Usually I bring it in my book. So
You have a hand, Coach.
Can she
Talk away when I can't see. Look. who's-
So my other all right, so if we set up these new trusts for utilities and things along those lines, and at the end we take, what'd you say, about 130 that we would maybe have left over? Correct?
That's the lowest it's been in a while.
Okay, but if we take that 130, we would then, that we'd have money aside so like next year if the utilities went up sky high again, we're not cut short. We're not giving it back to the town, but we'll have the money so we don't have to come back and ask for extra, correct?
Correct.
I just want to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to keep
Right
going?
now, we're at 175, right?
Can I just talk, and we've got the order on this one homework. What is more important, first of all, the plow truck or the minivan?
I'd say the truck.
That was my first thought too when I came up with it, was the truck because of everything that Mr. Steer has been
Actually,
saying
the
about
frame
the.
welded in it already. The
Pardon?
frame's been welded in the truck,
Yeah.
so it's like rotten.
So I would like to see the truck go before the van.
Well,
But that's not a trust though, so you're saying you wanna change the order?
yeah.
Just the order because people still will vote on that.
So you want 7 to be 6 and 6 to be 7?
Correct.
Do I have no problem with that. Is that what the board wants to do?
Yes, motion to
Okay.
change.
Second.
Uh-oh, Nate does.
No, go ahead, vote.
Pardon?
Vote.
Aye.
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 I, actually, $40,000 for a plow truck is a good price. I've looked and they were just,
I'm lied to. I just,
Put your hand down for 2 seconds.
I just have lots of things to
For
talk
sake of my sanity,
This
can
one
we
needs to
go
go
over
up.
the list in order again so I can write it down?
Well, can I make another suggestion that I would like to see from the fund balance? Special ed, definitely, then renovation, high-tech, but I would like to see summer school last, because I think the discussion that we had was that there would be enough money this year. So, so I would like to see that one last.
so you want to make 9, 12 and 12, 9? Or do you want to leave it?
No, no. So we've got 8 special ed,
9?
10,
No,
9 would be renovation, repair, 10 would be high-tech, and a summer school would be 11.
But then if we're gonna add utilities,
I'm waiting until the
Trust fund.
discussion's
Yeah, you gotta wait till it's over.
where would that fall?
Peg,
I've already checked.
If we chose to do
Peg,
that.
Okay.
Peg, I love you dearly. But you should have brought this up in the beginning.
Excuse me, I sent this,
I-
and I don't know where this came from.
I sent that to you guys and I
You could've
made
changed it at any
copies and
time.
brought it to you.
So where do you want to put
I
9?
had something to write on.
Where do you want to put 9?
Excuse me, that was my homework.
Where do you want 9? Peg?
Okay, I want 6 to be the plow truck, 7 to be the mini
We got that, we
van,
got that, we passed
8
that
to be the
stage.
special ed,
Yeah.
9 to be renovation repair,
You right?
10 to be high-tech, 11 to be summer school, and then if we talk about a utilities trust,
No, 12 is the moderator and the other one, you're going to have
Right.
13.
If we do the utilities trust, I think it should be above summer school.
I agree with that one.
why do we have the teacher's contract second?
It's always been second.
It's
It's
always been
Generally how it
second.
is.
People aren't tired by then.
Budget first and the contract second.
Yeah, people aren't tired by then.
The budget's like the foundation for everything, so you
That's
do that
right.
first.
Well, actually, the election of officers is always first.
Well, yeah,
Technically,
I
Yeah.
know,
Does
that
it-
was
Talking about Warner.
changing, I didn't know if we had to change,
Yeah, that's a separate
So-
one.
right,
Okay.
and we had a treasurer
Why?
in that.
I'm just saying, because the plow truck is something we absolutely need. I mean, like you said, it's bad. There are certain things that we need that I think are extremely important that people need to know, when you're looking at the order.
Well, I think a teacher contract is extremely important
Should leave
too,
that
though.
off.
Yeah, we have to,
Sorry, did I say that out loud?
What'd you say? I didn't
No,
hear.
I think they have to
It
vote
doesn't
on
I
it, but
digress.
say anything.
Good.
it has to be voted on. I'm just thinking, I don't know, like you said, I don't know if they can get through another year without that plow truck. And there are certain things that absolutely need to be done.
There is no way to not put the teacher contract in there second.
Okay. I don't have to
Sorry.
go on there, it just,
So,
That's good as is, we'll be good.
Yeah.
So we get the budget, the contract, the library books, and then the truck's the next thing, so it's it'll be number 5.
well, we got math books at 5, then 6 will be the plow truck, 7 will be the.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Math, the math books
oh.
is up in the air, we've
Well,
probably.
yeah, they'll come out and then it'll move up one. It'll move up to 5, 6 will become 5.
Earl has a question.
Earl, Ahos has a question. Go ahead, Earl.
I think sped should come after the truck, the plow truck.
It is.
They're 2 different things though, from the fund balance and then money.
Tax
Okay.
rate, not tax
Sped's
rate.
always the first one from the fund balance.
Good, okay,
Yes.
thanks.
That's taken care of.
all. Okay, I'm just making sure.
We've done this for how many years now?
I don't know, too many.
So, what about the end? What are we doing?
2, 3,
No, Laura was talking. Laura,
Well, we gotta decide if we're gonna do a utilities trust fund, and if we do that, it should be above the summer school one. So we'd be establishing 2 trust funds this year.
is that what the board wants to
And
do?
there's no trust funds we
Yeah.
can get rid of, right? We got like a 13.
You're hearing that, Nate? What she wants? Trust fund for, now that utility, what do you want to include in that utility trust fund?
I would say phones and propane and oil,
And electricity.
electricity. Do we need to include gas for vehicles? Buses?
Yes,
Do we?
I would say so.
I think we make it as broad as possible.
Yeah.
So you're hearing all that, so you should, if I say
What other
utility,
fuels
you'll
do we
understand
have?
what I'm
Do we have any
saying.
other fuels?
So where do we want to take, how much we want and where are we going to take it out of?
General fund. The general fund, correct?
Fund balance.
Fund
Fund
balance.
balance, okay, the fund balance.
How much?
50,
Well, I don't think
30, 10?
I was thinking.
you got 150, you got 175, 25, what do you want? Give me a figure, somebody.
I say nothing less than 25, only because based on the cost this year for gas and oil going up,
Yeah.
we need at least that if they should go up any higher.
And we have uncertain world conditions. I mean, every day is an adventure.
I don't want to go political, but my man's going to take care of us.
We can't hold the kids up to bicycles to peddle electricity for us, so we need to have money put aside for it.
That could be a good gym class.
That's what I said. You know, all these kids would get in shape.
Hey.
Now, what did you, I have a terrible, this has been combined. Isn't that causing confusion for you?
Nope, but we took out the ball field, we
We
took
could
out
give
the
them
math
Paul, we
books
could
for
give them
now.
access, Paul.
No, we didn't, we
Yeah,
left them
that's
in.
So we did leave them in for this
Till we
particular
have a
time?
decision.
Okay.
It's 5,
Okay.
and 6 is
Operating budget teacher
So what's
contract.
number 1?
the voting
Voting officers.
election of
Okay,
officers.
Then
Article
operating
11,
budget,
right
teacher
here.
contract. Then library
then
books.
2 is operating
Yeah.
budget, 3 teachers
Math
contract, 4
Library.
library, 5 math,
Plow
6
truck.
plow truck, 7 minivan.
Correct. Now, we stop right there.
8, okay,
We want 8, for special ed,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
8 for special ed.
Yeah.
Now, they have confusion from the next on here.
And then
I have
renovation
9
and repair.
renovation,
9 renovation, go ahead.
10 high-tech fund,
Yep.
11 summer school.
No,
No,
So 11 is moderator change?
no.
No.
Utilities.
Oh, 11
utilities,
is, okay.
Okay, no,
11 utilities.
and then summer school would be 12.
that's what you want, okay.
And then moderator.
And then the
Third-
change for
Utilities trust
years,
fund,
1 to
right?
3 years for all
You-
3 positions.
Do you
13.
want to move the one that Laura had brought up, the utilities up?
We did already,
Yeah,
we
No, we
did.
have it at 11.
yeah.
Is that good
I
enough?
have it at 11, yeah.
So you think it should be in front of renovation and repair?
Mm.
Or
Maybe
high-tech?
in front of
How much are in those balances? Now?
because I'm just saying it because
Side.
we don't have any in there, and if we need it,
Yeah.
School bus, not school.
Again, we can
Maintenance.
give all the students access
gotta
as
do
well,
pretty
we'll
well.
chop some firewood in the
Technology's
morning.
looking pretty good.
Just
So
think
maybe
how-
technology come down? We're at 41,000 for technology right now.
So what do we want to do, people?
Well, maybe move utilities up above high-tech.
Technology?
Or, yeah, high-tech.
Yes?
Make it 10?
10, and then 11 is high-tech? Oh, my God.
All right, so
And then summer school last.
High-tech, they changed it.
high-tech was 10, yeah.
We're gonna have enough to
11
cover
is
high, summer
utilities
school.
and 12
No,
is
no.
summer school.
So why even
no
have it on there?
We're not doing
utilities.
utilities.
in front of
Establish-
high-tech.
establish the-
Yeah.
Utilities is 10 now.
What's yours?
Oh,
Utility
Yeah,
trust.
establish a
Oh.
trust.
We already got our letter saying that we're getting.
10. Then high-tech is back at 11.
Yeah.
Then 12 is summer school, and
Fine.
13 is the moderator school clerk.
Yeah, are we all set, everybody?
Yes.
Okay,
Question?
I think we got it.
No.
Hey,
Tammy has it.
What amount did you want for utilities?
I
25, you would say?
25.
Yeah, Melissa said 25, I listened to her.
Actually, I listened to Laura.
You're a group census, that's why.
So do you have all those orders?
Yes.
Hold it, time out.
No timeout.
What now?
Hold on.
Jan and I have one you might be able to take out.
I don't know why you'd need summer school in there. We've already gotten our rollover letter saying that we can get $77,000, and Pearl's got the letter to sign and send back to the state saying, yes, we want to be able to spend all $77,000.
To establish a trust, though.
Yeah, but we're considering leaving it in to establish a trust, so we are all set for years to
You're doing it
come.
for a trust, that's
Yeah.
right.
Right.
Do we have to fund it?
But do we have
We
to,
can just open the trust without putting
do
money
we
in
need to
it?
put 50,000 there?
At least a
No.
dollar.
You could drop
No.
to 50,000, yeah.
Maybe 10,000?
My recommendation is we got the rollover, we got the 77,000, we got 12 or 13 things there. I think the idea now is to shorten it, and where we can shorten it for this year, I would recommend myself
Taking
to
the summer
take
school
it
out.
out. We
Yeah, we
got,
could put it for next year, right?
yeah, we could always
already
put it
funded.
back for next year.
Don't you
I
don't forget.
think
Raise 12.
I think it's more important to have the one that Laura brought up, because we need some backup there for next year.
So we taking 12 out completely?
Yes.
Is that the census of the board? Peg?
Well, I guess my question is the grant that you got for this year, the rollover. What's going to happen for next summer, the following summer? I mean, is there another grant that will be coming through, or should we at least establish a trust fund and put $5,000 in it to start something? I don't know.
If you do one, I would put 15 in, because that was the minimum what we need really for summer school.
Okay.
Or, I respect what you're saying, but we could always bring it up and embed it for next year, but it's a choice the board can make. You just have to ascertain with the degree and the
I mean, I
amount
guess,
of them that
sorry.
you have.
I guess 6 and 1 half dozen another, but next year we won't have the truck on there, won't have the minivan on
Yeah.
there, won't have the teacher's contract on there, will we?
I hope not.
No.
In theory. So there's 3 less warrant articles, we could put it on next year's.
Yeah.
All right, then
So what are we gonna do?
make a motion.
To do what?
To eliminate the one for the summer school,
The
for this
number
year.
12.
For this year, yes.
12, okay, all right. Then that'll make the moderator 12.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to discuss money though, if we're gonna take that out.
Do you want to second it?
So who seconded it?
Who seconded
Paul
that?
did.
Paul did.
Motion.
I made it, I motioned.
Who made the second?
Second.
I did.
Oh,
Aye.
Aye.
yeah.
Aye.
So we're down to
Just changing the
12.
money amounts. So if we're taking this 50,000 out,
Yeah. It's gone.
so then we're at 100, we're at 150.
Okay.
So do we want to put more into the
I'll
utilities?
take over.
Pardon, do I want to take over?
Take over.
Do we want
No.
to change the utility amount from 25 to more?
I don't,
Or you're good at being at 100 and,
I don't.
If
I think
anything,
we should keep it.
if anything, I would suggest putting more into maintenance. Just putting a lot out of there.
we do have a lot of repairs coming.
Yeah.
So put it in maintenance, but I wouldn't put any more. I mean, we're already gonna have, if it goes through 25,000 additional in utilities, so I would put it where we need it. If we're gonna use it, I mean, if not,
Well, hopefully we don't have to.
not at all.
No, we
If
need it
we're
in
not just
maintenance
gonna eliminate the 50,000 from the taxpayers' money, then we might as well just put it in something we need.
So if you put another 10 in, that moves us to
Under repairs?
160.
Yes.
Maintenance.
And
Another
then-
10 in, under repairs?
Yep.
Yeah, change
Yeah.
it to 60.
That's agreeable.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's as much or more than we've had the last 2 years,
Yes.
without the SAU fee,
Okay.
without the SAU money.
And you
that
think
we
the
got
special
back.
ed amounts good at 50, or should we
Yeah, we
change?
haven't
quite a
even
bit in
touched
there. We
that.
have quite a bit in there.
208,000.
Yeah,
That's
we haven't even touched that yet. this
But
year.
all you need is one place, and it's all gone, but we're good.
Yes.
Right.
So
We're good.
'cause I have a-
It sounds
Maybe I
like a
didn't-
lot, but
Hey, do you
the
have
fund
something you
balances,
want to say? Did she
right?
raise her hand?
The fund balances that we're talking about, that's money that the voters have already voted on and that we have in our budget, correct? That they're already being taxed on. So if we don't give back a whole lot to the town, to the voters, but we keep it in trust balances, so we're not asking to increase our budget too much next year to impact the tax rate coming further, correct? Because right now, anything that we give over, it's going back to the town and
To make
do whatever they want to do with.
Right.
And then we have to come back every time if we go over on something. So if we're not giving back as much, it's already been budgeted, already been voted on, and we have that money in all of these trusts so that we don't have to keep coming back to the public to ask for more money.
That's correct.
That's true. I just want to make sure I had that down correctly.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Because of any unexplained problem that comes, like a fuel tank we didn't know was buried in the backyard, or you have to work on the fuel tanks because of the indicator isn't indicating, or the roof's falling in, or something like that. Okay.
You said you were gonna put $10,000 in the maintenance repair.
Yes, we just agreed
So it's
to
gonna go from 50 to 60,000.
renovation.
Okay, that was my question.
You on to 60?
Yes.
Thank you.
We've been having a lot of problems lately. Okay, I'm back, everybody. We down to 12?
Yes.
We're not gonna add any more or delete any more? We may lose one if we lose the math and bring it down to
That's
11.
good, makes it 11 a little
That's
better.
great.
I just have,
Put your hand down.
well, I'm trying to be polite here,
Go ahead, Peg.
rather than just
What's your question now?
talking out.
What is it, Peg?
All right, on the election of officers, 2 school board members for the ensuing 3 years.
Correct.
So we do,
Every 3 years.
well, I know, but I thought they were 1-year terms and.
No, so
2
mine
years
and
for-
Melissa's
Are up.
are up because we only had 1 year
That's right, you
filling.
guys were,
And then we have to
Fill-ins.
run every
Fill-ins.
single year.
I know every 3 years.
So now this
Okay.
coming one will be for a
That's it.
3-year
This
term.
is a
Okay, thank you.
3-year term.
for clarifying,
Yes.
because you were
Because you were
filling
filling in
in.
an expired term,
terms.
Some-
you know.
And
Some
then I,
people's
then I,
left.
then I ran for a full year.
I know, Paul,
Yeah.
I tried to.
No, I did, this was my
We all set with this, everybody?
previous year was filling.
Don't forget to read the letter from the attorney. Everybody got that?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay,
It's good to see that.
we all set with that? Nate, you got that order? Now, Nate is asked to leave because he's
Oh,
not feeling
he's,
well.
I know, he may.
What do you think, Peg? Paul, Laura?
Person sitting next to him says he should leave now.
You can leave, Nate. Thank you.
Nate, feel better, please.
That's why I strategically sat over here.
On purpose.
Doug, can I just put a shout out to
Feel
Nancy
better.
Wing from Sentimental
I
Reset
have
who
this. I have
donated
one question in reference to this.
approximately 4 large containers of supplies for the school culinary
To be on
program.
Oh, thank you.
She donated quite a
Yeah,
bit.
website.
Good.
Thank you.
Did you get that one, Tammy?
We did, but I got rid of
Got
it.
it.
So I'll
I'll give you an order.
Yes, I will.
Well, with that,
That.
if I would like to thank,
Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute.
So we can do our own and.
Laura, Nate, I don't want to be rude, but our Peg is talking. Peg,
so there. Following up with what Melissa just said, Sandy Woods just donated 2 boxes of supplies for the FCS room. So I dropped those off today, and it looked like some good things in there.
no. Laura, Nate, do you have something to say? Because I'll let you speak.
I was just asking about the website, so.
The what?
that I need
Oh,
to
yeah,
talk
that's what I was
about.
gonna ask about the
Because
website.
I
When's it
need-
coming up, do we know?
Yes, end of this month.
What's
Awesome.
coming up?
The new
The
website.
new
So the
website.
new website, good thing, good question.
So the PTA wants, this came up on the PTA meeting yesterday, the PTA wants to have links on there, so the question
I
is,
have a tab on new
So-
that says PTA.
okay.
So I just need somebody who's gonna give me the.
It's going very well.
Good.
The reason we didn't hit the December is because it wasn't for any fault of theirs, it's just we had trouble connecting with them. But it is going pretty good.
Awesome, good, thank you.
So we all set with warrant articles, moving on?
Yep, moving on.
I, make sure Melissa has signed them all, I don't know. if she-
I did, hopefully I did sign them all,
Okay,
but
all right.
I'll bring my notary next week. Yes?
No,
No. Okay,
not for, I'll let you know.
okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
We got a school bid for the bus for 2009, Newburgh, 48 passenger.
yeah.
And that's the only one we got?
No, he's getting rid of it.
No, that's the only bid that we
Oh,
got.
yes, I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Did we get more last time?
What's the Blue Book value?
I have no idea, I'm not the one to ask.
Should buy it, Paul, and turn it into a camper.
850 is not
Grand Trust.
obscene. They don't have a lot of value.
Really?
Yeah.
$850?
Yeah.
scrap metal doesn't have more? Probably scrap metal costs more than that.
I think
If
if we got done
that,
in
is that bus
Mexico, we could get more
16?
money.
Does anybody know?
I don't want to say that on
If
TV.
it is, it's got 282,440 miles on it.
Night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Feel better.
Thank
Eat the garlic.
Don't call me.
So we all, do we want to accept this bid? Because I'm not, no?
I don't know, 850 seemed pretty cheap.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Can't we see how much it would be if we scrapped it? If we had someone pick it up, how much money would we
I wonder
get?
what the tires are worth. Probably tires are worth that much.
Don't you get like $500 just for junk in a car?
It's
But
like 300 for
scrap
a
metal,
car, but I mean,
metal prices have been so low, so, but it's a good idea.
depends how much metal you
So
bring.
we want to hold off on this one?
Yeah, you can, just
I want to
Yeah.
hold off.
Table?
Table it.
table it.
Table, okay, table. All right, let's find myself here. Everybody got the safety reports on the two buildings?
Yep.
Yeah.
How is that going? The correction?
I think Bob's just finished the last correction this week.
Oh, at middle?
He told me he was replacing the batteries or the lights on the emergency lights that got tagged, and he said they would wrap it up.
So what now, what about MES, or any word on that?
I think we're coming along, but we'll get a report on that.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry, Lauren.
I noticed in the cafeteria there was paper occupancy. How many can fit in there? Are those gonna be put in plastic or something so they're not destroyed? Or is the tape just gonna be how it's attached to the wall?
Something more
Oh.
Permanent?
permanent.
Is that the only place
Boys
that
and girls.
is posted?
Probably the gym has one.
Okay. Well, I think that one in the cafeteria had a couple locations on
We
it,
were looking for them.
not just cafeteria.
So we all set with the
Yeah.
fire and life safety?
Bob did a good job fixing
I
it.
do have a D. It's that time of year to do our superintendent's evaluation. I think it has to be done in December. So I'll try to,
Again? I remember doing it last year.
okay. So I'll have the paperwork in for the 12th, and you can do it over your month-long vacation.
I love it.
Okay. All right, I think we're to the end, people. Does anybody have any comments? Bob, got any comments? That's good.
The only public here.
Okay.
Did I have something that I wanted to add as a public?
Oh, Laura
Got
does.
a hand?
Oh, Laura does?
I have a committee thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we are working on the, I'm trying to remember now what I'm supposed to say. Do you remember?
This policy.
Working on the policy for, the food and all that. So what we're looking for lunch. So the policy's not done. It's probably gonna be another meeting or two, just because it's so lengthy before we're gonna get it done. But what was asked is if we could ask, the board how you feel about having an alternative, approved lunch meal that they would get. So like if the kids owed money, they wouldn't just be able to go through the hot lunch line and get the cheeseburger or the pizza. They'd have to, whatever the district approved as an alternative meal, they would get a turkey sandwich or whatever that approved meal is. So for a temporary till the policy's done, it's being asked if we would consider proposing that and approving it, so they could start doing that now.
The only thing that bothers me is, in giving that meal, does it in any way distinguish a child from another child?
No.
No, so we're okay that way. It can't be singled out.
Shouldn't be.
Okay, all right, that's my only concern. Because I know in the past, there was something in the beginning that was written up, you had to be careful, you can't give them a peanut butter sandwich in the bag.
Bring them a bag lunch.
Yeah, you can't do that. Okay, board, any other questions? Because I have no problem with that.
And the meal would also include a fruit and a milk.
Yeah, it has to include a fruit and milk, so
Okay.
they have to meet their dietary needs.
Okay.
It just, they wouldn't be able to necessarily get the pizza and the appealing
Would
stuff.
they get a vegetable, a carrot, or
Yeah, they would get the stuff.
One carrot.
a beet? Or a beet?
A
Okay,
pea.
A beet, okay, a beet.
Oh, a pea.
Do I have a motion on that, or they want to make that temporarily, I guess?
So that's, yeah, my motion's for temporary until the policy, it is gonna be part of the policy.
I'll second
But
it,
to
yeah.
start doing it now,
It's a great idea.
sooner than later.
Anything that moves it forward, yes.
Okay, Laura?
Aye.
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 Okay, that is done.
Jen,
Okay.
will you let Jen and Chris know, please?
Paul, you're not doing your job. Peg, go ahead.
I wasn't looking.
He wasn't looking. He
Go ahead,
was,
go ahead, Peg.
All right. I just have
You
an
always say, I just
update.
have, but you just have a lot.
Well, you know, because I'm a busy person.
She really is too, everybody.
She is busy.
She is extremely.
I'm kidding.
No, I don't want to.
Les Elder sent me a
Okay. And the
link
answer.
from the state for a, I can't remember the name of the grant, but I sent it off to John Safina for, and what's the name of that whole thing where they did the tiles? And there's an
outside?
S name.
Outside,
Yeah,
where they put those stones in the.
yeah.
But there's a schoolyard beautification grant. that
Yes.
was used.
Anyway, that's what I was thinking of because it needs some work. So I sent it down to John. We went back and forth again today because the art teacher who worked on it with the kids last year is now the district or the whatever roaming artist. So he was going to talk
Resident
to her
artist.
about it. What
Resident artist.
Right. So he is going to talk to her about it.
Mhm.
So I don't know if anything is going to come of that, and then Les was going to look for another one that he said would be
The one that
for.
Barbara you sent over.
I
Yeah,
haven't
Barbara, you
received.
sent it to Les and I sent it to the administrative team. But you got that one, right? The one
Jan?
yeah, the grant that Barbara you sent over. Yeah.
Okay, all right, because I don't know if she had sent it to Les, and that's
she
what I
sent
got
it to
from
Les.
Les.
Sent it
Okay.
to Les and I sent it to the team.
Okay, and I sent it to John. Okay, I'm sorry to not send it to you, Paul. Next time I will. All right, you can write it up then.
Laura, go ahead.
So, can we as a board ask them to apply for that grant? We all know, they came and presented it to us. PTA, I'm speaking as a PTA member now, spent money on that. It looks awful. It really needs to be tore up and re-put back down. And there needs to be monies to do that. There needs to be felt put down, there needs to be rocks put down. They were talking about adding a bench to it with tiles on it. So it makes sense to make it look right. And it is in a location where the public sees walking down the road. If there's a grant, then we should be applying. It shouldn't be a question if we're going to do it or not. We should be doing it.
So we want to make John do it?
So my motion is to
Yes.
have them apply.
Do I have a second?
Second, by all means.
Do we have any more discussion?
Aye.
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 So who's going to relay that to John?
Both you and I, both of
Okay,
us. That you've already talked to.
okay.
Good.
John to apply.
Anything else? Any committee members? Committee comments? Any public comments?
Just wanted to remind you guys, I actually was gonna talk about it next week, but that Judge Broderick is coming on Thursday at 10:30, next Thursday.
Okay.
You're all
All
welcome
right.
to attend, but if you are, just let me know so we can reserve your seat.
Go ahead.
Is part of your report going to be about the test scores and the kids that were awarded the
I can add that to it.
please and thank you?
Anybody else? I need a motion to go into non-public.
I will make a motion to go into non-public.
Yeah.
I second that.
Laura? Okay.
Aye.
Oh, no, I can't. Wait a minute. You cut me off.
Yes.
91A, 32 ABC. I'm getting in a lot of trouble for that. Melissa?
Aye.
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 Okay, we are in non-public.